Hello and welcome to our breakfast tonic on television. Welcome to iBrand morning, and we are here to put you in a top mood for about that, as we usually do every weekend for you here on the channel. I am Margaret. There is no point asking if you are excited this morning because it is written. Hello there and welcome to our breakfast show on television. It is a tonic for you every weekend, and we're here again this Friday morning to make it happen. By the way, my name is Michael Nath. Now, Margaret, there is no doubt asking if you're excited this morning because looking at you, excitement is written all over you.
I'm always excited. You know, I'm always a happy person. I maintain a very happy disposition. So I'm always happy. Meanwhile, today is the birthday of a special person in iBrandTV. And also, come on, why won't
Let's keep it to ourselves.
Let's keep it to ourselves. Yeah, let's be excited. But we wish him a happy birthday and many more years.
Can you let our viewer now know the stuff we have in stock for them?
Yeah, of course. Today we have the news updates, paper review. We have of course, the topic for the day, the discussion segment. You know, it's Friday, so Fridays are all about entertainment. We give you all that's happening, the latest gist in the world of entertainment. And also, rather than have sports updates, we have entertainment corner with the beautiful and delectable Success Caminos. And then we wrap it up with the Tweet Central. Then we close the show. But first of all, we'd like to start with the news update for today. Now, the President, Muhammadu Buhari, has returned to Abuja from Paris, France, where he attended African Finance Summit. The presidential aircraft conveying the president and some of his aides landed at the presidential wing of Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, at about 3:52 p.m. While in Paris, the Nigerian leader participated fully in the Financing the African Summit held at Grande Palace Emperor with the theme External Financing and Debt Treatment. Now, the president also engaged in various bilateral meetings on the sidelines of the summit.
The federal government has set up a 10-member bipartite committee to resolve the labor dispute between the Nigeria Labour Congress and Kaduna State government. Commissioner for Local Government Affairs Jafaru Sani, who led the delegation jointly with the State Head of Service Bariatu Muhammad, on leadership of NLC led by its President Ayuba Waba, signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU. They promised to settle their dispute and embrace peaceful correlation by desisting from any further industrial action or victimization of workers. Now, Minister of Labour and Employment Chris Ngeh, who addressed the end of the meeting, said the committee, with representatives from the state government and the NLC, will critically look at the issues under contention and resolve them based on provisions of Section 20 of the Labour Act. Governor Nasir El-Rufai was absent during the meeting.
Now, the House of Representatives has called on the federal government to ensure speedy resolution of the lingering strike by the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSN. This follows the adoption of a motion by Reps Shegus Ogun, PDB Edo, on the floor of the House on Thursday in Abuja. Moving the motion, Ogun said that the judiciary remained a critical component of government, saddled with the responsibility of adjudication of disputes which helped in the smooth running and functioning of the state. He said that the closure of courts posed grave danger to the polity and was capable of exacerbating the current security situation in the country.
Somalia's Prime Minister has invited regional leaders to a fresh round of negotiations in the hope of resolving a protracted feud over the elections that sparked violence in the capital. The troubled Horn of Africa country is experiencing its worst political crisis in years, with fighting erupting in Mogadishu last week after the president extended his mandate by 2 years without going to elections. Now, opposition fighters remain the capital even after President Muhammadu Abdullahi Muhammad backed away from the mandate extension at the weekend and agreed to hold a fresh vote.
Now on the foreign scene, a ceasefire between Israel and the Palestinian militant group Hamas has come into effect. The ceasefire began early on Friday, beginning to an end 11 days of bombardment in which more than 240 people have died, most of them in Gaza. Now, Palestinians poured on the streets of Gaza soon after the truce began, while a Hamas official warned that its hands are on the trigger. Both Israel and Hamas have claimed victory in the conflict.
And that's a wrap on our news this morning. That's the news update. We're going to take a breather here. When we come back, we have the newspaper's review. Stay with us. All right, we're now to bring you the headlines on some of today's Nigerian dailies. That's what the time is. And here with us to analyze some of the issues is Femi Johnson. Femi, good morning this morning.
Good morning, my brother and my dear sister.
It looks like a blue morning,
you know,
from the colors up and down.
That's my favorite.
Oh, wow.
Your favorite color?
Yeah, when I put on blue like this, it excites me. So today I'm excited.
Oh, wow.
So everybody's been talking about excitement. Everybody's
yeah, today is a day for excitement anyway, but we're happy that...
You know, it's Friday and the birthday of the chairman, you know. Double celebration.
You've let the cat out of the bag. Okay, let's kick off with the Tribune. That's Nigerian Tribune. Open grazing. You are wrong. Lawyers tell Malami. We're going down. Yes, we built 30 million naira mosque in Borno. This is coming from the Agri Ministry. I left PDP for APC because of Buhari's attributes. Cross River Governor Ayade, petrol subsidy removal, oil marketers back governors. Then gas explosion rocks Obasanjo Presidential Library. One feared dead. And now it's time to revisit 2014 Confab report to rescue Nigeria. Olabiyi Durojaye of Shimbajo waits into governors' CBN disputes over budget facility repayment. And Boko Haram leader Shekau seriously wounded after attempting to kill himself to avoid capture. That's coming from reports. Margaret?
All right, now we move to the Punch newspaper. The top story says, Malami under fire as Akeredolu South stakeholders lampoon AGF, with the writer saying, comparing open grading to spare part sale betrays terrible mindset coming from Akeredolu. Senate spokesman wants Malami fired, says AGF under primordial sentiment. Stand thoughtless, prejudicial, coming from Ohanese, and comments nonsensical, says Falano. And moving further, NAF takes delivery of 26 fighter jets. Cars boast of enhanced capacity. Page 7 has the full story. 5 killed as hoodlums clash over election banner in Lagos State. Local government poll, Oyo declares Friday holiday. APC in cause demands postponement. Fourth wife stabs husband to death for impregnating new lover. Oh, wow. Police dismiss bombing rumor. One dies in Obasanjo's library explosion. Soldiers avenging airman's death. Arrest Lagos residents. Destroy vehicles. Page 4, 8, and 5 has the full story. Ayade becomes APC leader in Cross River. Says states must join center. Page 8 has the details. And now to the top of the paper. The top says experts carpet CBN, says Syrian Naira devaluation threatens economy, Nigerians. Details on page 22. Government threats as CBN insists budget support repayment starts in May. NLC meets on governor's 380 Naira litre petrol proposal today. Experts warn federal government. Page 22 has the full story. Suspend June electricity tariff hike. National Assembly tells NARC. The federal government set up 9-man panel to address Kaduna NLC face-off. Page 7, the full story. And finally, divert infrastructural funds to tackling insecurity coming from Abdul Salami. Details on page 12 of the Punch. Michael?
The Guardian. You goofed. Akeredolu others chide Malami on open grazing comments. Down there, we have Nigerians to pay 234 billion naira taxes monthly, with petrol at 385 naira per litre. Why I dumped PDP for APC by Ayade, and human rights are not animal rights. Huriwa tells Malami. Supporters of open grazing have evil agenda, says Autumn. Lastly, El-Rufai NLC rift may lead to national tragedy. Sultan.
Moving now to the Nation, from the top to the bottom. The top says governors CBN differ on loan repayment plan. Page 5 has the full story. Abdul Salami to government, forget project fund security. Page 25. And controversy over Shekau in Boko Haram ISWAP clash. Negotiation on petrol price ongoing, says NNPC. Page 7, the full story. Now, I dumped PDP for APC to take Cross River to the center, says Ayade, with riders saying our state has been reduced to want in body, spirit, and in soul. Another top story, anti-open grazing ban, AGF Malami under fire. The rider saying governors, senators, lawyers, Ohaneze, Afenifere knock minister. 10-man panel to settle Kaduna labor dispute. And finally says World Bank rejects debt cancellation for Africa, and bandits kill MS1. Page 6 has that story. Thank you one more time for joining us, Femi Johnson.
Always my pleasure.
You're welcome.
The recurring news in some of the papers my colleague and I read is the issue of the Malami being under fire. So even the Punch and the Nation that I read from has the same news as the top story. So what's your take on that?
Well, interesting. That's the top story for today. For the past 24 hours, the AGF has been under fire since he granted an interview to Channels TV on the political show, the one being anchored by Sheon. Yeah. You know, the AGF was quoted to have said that the ban on open grazing at the southern part of Nigeria is similar to, you know, northern governors coming together to ban the sales of spare parts in the north, which, you know, the southerners are predominantly into that kind of business. And so making that kind of statement, you know, it doesn't sit well with Nigerians, and that's why they've been criticizing him. You have governors who have been reacting, lawyers have been reacting, and every Nigerian who was privy to that kind of interview and that kind of statement. And for me, I don't think that kind of statement is necessary. You compare apple with apple, not orange with apple. And that's what has played out. Now, we all understand why the governors came up with the ban on open grazing, because over the years, it has constituted, in fact, in recent times, it has constituted some kind of insecurity threat to Nigerians and the environment. And that's why they came together, because, in fact, for them to agree on banning open grazing, it took them time, because that's been the practice in Nigeria. But we all know, as far as the international world is concerned, open grazing is not ideal. The best thing is ranching. If you need to do that kind of business, it is ideal that you provide a space where you can keep your cattle, your animals, or whatever you decide to do. Doing business should not be at the detriment of Nigerians or our environment. But particularly why this is an issue is because open grazing has been an issue between, you know, because once you move from one place to another, the clash between farmers and herders can be attributed to the fact that open grazing has been the practice. And that's what has led to some of those crises in Benue State, in some other parts of the country. And so I think the ideal thing, when you think something is not in the interest of Nigeria, or a practice has has been in existence for years, and now is bringing a threat to lives. A lot of people have been murdered because of this. And that's why the governors felt, oh, we can't keep waiting. They came together and agreed we need to ban this. However, I understand the point the AGF is trying to make, which is the fact that it's a constitutional thing. As a Nigerian, you have the right of the freedom to movement, to move from one part of the country to the other. But you also understand the extent of your freedom. You know, there's a limit to your freedom, because especially when lives are threatened, and that's what is happening as regards movement from one place to the other when it comes to open grazing. I would have loved the situation the AGF will have stated it properly, that, okay, the governors should go back to the drawing board, should go back home, and then find a way to legislate the open grazing, rather than saying or making a comparison between what they have done with the sale of spare parts, which for me, it doesn't relate. And that's why the man has been under fire.
And you wouldn't think this might eventually lead to a kind of retaliation by the northern parts?
You know, the problem with this present government is there's no sense of unity. If one official is saying something, another person is saying something else. And because of that, there's that loophole when it comes to communication, and people take advantage of that. And that's why Nigerians are criticizing the AGF, because when it comes to, if you look at Nigeria, someone who holds the office of the AGF is someone who is held in high esteem. And if this is coming from him, it could fuel some crisis. The guys in the northern part of, or the governor's school, it could be a grant for them to also support him or kick against what their colleagues or their counterparts in the southern part of Nigeria have done. So for me, I don't think they should take this statement further. Somehow, I'm not saying you should not take him seriously because it's the AGF, but I would love a situation where we just allow it go, and then the southern governors should do the constitutional thing, which is to approach the National Assembly or the State House of Assemblies for them to legislate open grazing, and then whatever they have done or the agreement as at the last meeting they had. So I don't think the northern governors should also feel the crisis by taking him for his words. They should also be understanding and mature enough to understand the sensitivity of what we're talking about, and then do the right thing.
All right.
Thank you so much, Femi, for your thoughts.
Always my delight.
All right, thank you, Femi, for joining us. We've been speaking with Femi Johnson Ayodele, public affairs analyst. We'd like to call him a friend of the house. We'll take a short break now. After now, we have a guest in the studio. You would meet him after the break, and also a topic you wouldn't want to miss. We'd like to share your thoughts on our comment session, the live chat below. Share your thoughts, tell us what you think, and we'll be glad to hear from you. We'll be right back. When life gives you lemons, you should be sure to squeeze out lemonade. Now, this is almost a case where you have to take a risk before whatever the outcome, you should be ready to bear it. You're welcome back to still iBrand Daybreak. Before the break, I told you we are having a topic of discussion and we have a guest on the show. Now, on today's topic is having a foresight in managing young talent. This is a huge risk because you invest your time and resources without 100% assurance if the talent will be successful. Now, shedding more light on this, we have an OAP and artist manager with us in the studio in the person of MC Buster. Good morning, MC Buster.
Good morning.
Your name sounds Boston, you know, MC Buster.
Yeah, actually my names are Obinna Chiweze Obonna, but popularly called MC Buster Mouth. You know, we're actually...
Buster what?
Buster Mouth.
Buster Mouth.
Yeah, we've actually dived into so many things in the entertainment industry. So I started as a stand-up comedian. But, you know, with the voice and like, oh, you could be a presenter. Started from radio to TV, you know, for years and like 10 years now. Oh, wow. You know, but we're here today.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome, Buster.
Welcome, Buster.
Thank you very much.
All right, now, one of the things I read is having a foresight in managing young talent. Now, it's a huge risk, like the commentary had already said, because you invest your time and resources without having an assurance, not even if it's a 10% assurance, you don't even have if this person you're investing so much in would be successful or not. So what was the foresight for you, even if you know you might not be successful or not?
Well, the first thing is you believing in an individual. You see a boy, a young boy on the streets, you know, he's doing maybe a freestyle kind of song, and you felt, okay, this could be the future. It's a risk, actually, but you just have to take it, you know. I actually started with a guy called Splash. That was 2013. You know, I went in there not just for gain at that time, but I felt like this guy could be, you know, the future. And gradually I worked with him, and today I think he's doing well. Now you can start thinking of, okay, what will we get? How could we build a fortune? You know, what's the next move? You know, what should we be doing and what not to be doing? You know, but first of all, being an artist manager, it's a professional thing. It's not just, okay, let me just go manage this person. It's like a rebirth of a child. You're the father, you're the parent of this artist. You know, nurture him or her, let her or him know what to do and what not to do, because you'll be in charge of his affairs. The touring states and outside the states and every other thing that concerns the shows, the gigs, you are in charge. So you need to nurture this person, you know, to get to that, you know, thing you're looking for.
All right, Buster, I want to start this way. Who is a talent?
Oh, a talent is someone that can, for me, to my own opinion, I think a talent is somebody that can affect the lives of people, because with your talent you could change the world. With your talent, for example, you're an artist, you sing, you know, let's take the late Whitney Houston. You know, her voice changed the life of people. Her voice can bring people together. Her voice can, you know, a country that is into chaos, you know, when you sing, you sing out to bring peace to the nation. So I think a talent, it's somebody that can use what he or she has to bring people at peace.
How do you recognize them?
Yeah.
And when you do, how do you go about hunting for these talents?
Good. For example, I want to use one man as a case study, an artist, Olamide. You know, one thing about Olamide I love so much is, you know, the street today we see this young guy doing some freestyle. Not all are good, but your presentation as an individual doing the whole freestyle and all that, you as the talent manager have a foresight of what you want and what this could be. Fireboy was the same thing, doing the freestyle, but Olamide saw beyond him singing. His lifestyle, the way he carried himself, the music itself, what the music is saying. And if you watch, he's just 2 years under him, but he's been there forever. You know, so I think what any talent or what a talent is, it's, you know, you finding the right bearing for that individual.
All right, you are an artist manager.
Yes.
You are an OAP and artist manager,
Yeah.
but you have said so much about talent, and I know talent are not just streamlined to people who can sing.
Sure.
The people who can act, dance, even are crafty, are handy with they have so many things they
The
do.
artists,
Yeah, they didn't even have to learn it. So all of those people, because majority of the managers today, if you look at it, majority are for the singers. So how about the other people that have talent? And because you mentioned talent, and they really need management for those talents.
That's the problem we're facing in Nigeria. You know, we all want to manage an artist. We all want to manage, you know, that person that would bring the money, because that's the in thing now. Everybody wants, okay, this guy will give us something good, man. They want to go for the person. But I think if you see a child, a gymnastic, like a child that is doing, you know, a backflip and all that, flips and all that, you can actually think towards managing the person. Though we have managers for every craft though. But it seems like the music industry, the entertainment
Oh,
industry
Lord.
have overshadowed all this. Even in football, the European clubs, they have managers as well. But I think the music, mostly in the entertainment sector, has overruled, like overshined everything. But I think we have managers for other, craft as well. Yeah.
I started by asking who a talent is.
Okay.
Now, I think it's necessary to also know who a manager is.
Okay, good. A manager is an artist manager. Let me put it that way.
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah. An artist manager, it's a professional individual and also an advisor to a talent, to an artist rather, a musician, and also a band. This person is in charge, of the touring, is in charge of booking shows.
He funds it 100%.
No, not funding. He is the one that takes the artist, to look to like lobby for a record label that will come sign the artist. He's like a father figure. He makes that's what I did actually.
Okay.
So he makes sure the whole running around, the whole, okay, guys, sit down here. Like, he's your son, he's your daughter. So you want the best for this person, you go all out to make sure everything is good. You put him in the right spot. Thumbs up to Sunday Array, the manager, Wizkid's manager. Wizkid is quite young, but he made him look like one elderly. The way he reasons, this is a father figure. You make sure your artist it's in the right path in the industry, and you make sure the gigs, the tour, and everything is, intact. Not that they don't have every other, because even in the touring, you have road manager, you have the stylist manager, you have everything. But you as a manager, artist manager, you oversee everything on the, it's like a company. Yeah, so you make sure, even on the record label part of it, you make sure he or she gets a record label that would sign and bring the funding. The artist, when you manage an artist, if the artist is financially, okay, the artist can actually, fund some certain things. If the manager is a little bit like me, I know what I did. I had to put some of my own funding into my artist and some other things he does.
Now,
Wow.
MC Buster, you've spoken from the perspective of a manager. Now, I want to talk about the perspective of the artist. Now, you go this extra miles, you do all of those things. What are the responsibilities? What do you expect from your artists in return? Because the times where we hear news of artists falling out with their managers, we do not know what happened, and we're not in the right position to judge what happened. So why does all of these things come up, and what do you expect from the artists in return after all of these investments?
Now, let us get it straight. An artist manager, it's not a record label owner. Might be a record label owner as well. That is when the funding thing now come in. I'm a manager, I have a record label. Okay, this is my artist I want to. A record label, we have the big record labels. You have a record label now, and the record label will say, okay, you, Buster, manage this artist we have under me. Then you adjust the manager, you follow this artist anywhere he or she is going to. You make sure he's upright. You make sure he's not doing the negative things before climbing the stage to perform, because most times they, get, tipsy, they go to the stage and, they start misbehaving off key. And so you make sure the artist is upright, So now it's two different things. A manager is just a manager. You are like a father figure to put the artist right. Then when the record label comes in, that is when now the funding now comes in. Now, like you said, about what a manager should gain, there used to be a contract. As a manager, okay, I'm your manager. How many, if you go for a gig, they pay you, for example, they pay you 2 million naira. The manager, what's his percentage out of the money? Definitely there should be a percentage. If it's 20% or 25% or 10%, this is what the manager gets out of every gig. And not just gig, maybe this little outings. There's every percentage a manager gets from the artist. Now, if it's you alone, you built it. Now, what they do is, okay, the label says this is for me and this is for you. It's either it's 60-40, 60 for the label, 40 for the artist. Most times, some greedy record label would say, I'm taking care of you now. You have a car. I give you a home. I give you, good lifestyle, good living. So don't worry. They might give you 20%, just to keep you going, so that you could be able to sort out your parents and all that. But the rest is for them.
Who goes home with the lion's share?
The record label.
Wow.
Then for the manager aspect.
And what justifies that?
Yes, the record label will tell you that I made you. I saw you were nothing. So this is who you are now. I made you. So all my investments on you, I have to get it back.
So it's purely business.
It's business. So now that is the difference between the manager now. If for me, my artist right now, it's actually now under a record label in France. So I am getting my own 10%.
He is there.
He's there.
Performing. You are here in Nigeria.
Yes.
Getting your return.
Yes. Because
I shall not join this business.
Because I actually met with him when all hope was lost. And we grinded together. We fought. The whole battle from parents, go to school, do this one. And he's like, I will, but I just want to do this. And me coming in between the family racket and all that. So, but in all, we thank God for where he is, and at least getting the 10%.
MC Buster, we have a question from our live chat, and someone is saying, happy to see MC Buster, I'm a huge fan. Well, okay. And now, say, MC Buster, how do you manage royalty with the artist and the label? This is your last question.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
Royalties. When royalties start coming, it's the same thing. Contract. For example, you have an advert, endorsement. There's my percentage will be there, because anything you do, I'm part of you. If you have one company comes, okay, I want to endorse you with 100 million, I have my 10 or 20% off it. Yeah, because I was part of you. But the record label also would have theirs, but the manager, and there's a time a manager and a record label will have a banter. If I groom a young artist to where a record label sees him or her and say, I want to sign you, and after signing you, you're like, okay, I don't want this your manager. I have a guy that will manage. That's where the problem starts. Yeah. Because I nurtured this boy with nothing. He becomes somebody. You like his music, you like his personality, because it is beyond music. When it comes to an artist, it's beyond music. Your attitude, you need to find your identity. You need to find how to, create a niche for your audience, for them to accept your sound, not just singing. And all. It's beyond singing.
More like communication.
Yes, more like communicating. Mostly like comedians now. There's some comedy this clubhouse comedy. You go to a small lounge, you talk to people, interaction, people will be laughing. It's different from you going to an open bar to do comedy and everybody start laughing. Then when they take you to that place, you would not know what to do.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's a whole lot. It's wide anyway. It's wide.
Wow.
MC Buster, we won't let you go. Just for the sake of people who want to follow you, your social media platforms, your handles rather.
Okay. On Instagram, at MC Bustermouth, MCBUSTAMOUTH, MCBUSTAMOUTH, and on Facebook, Bustermouth. On Twitter, at MC Bustermouth. Just go to Google, search me at MC Bustermouth. You get every information you need right there.
All right then.
Thank you very much, MC Buster.
The mouth. Yeah, the mouth.
Because the mouth is actually what is really bringing
The mouth has a free place to talk.
thing.
Bringing the dough.
Exactly.
So, right? Please manage me. You think I can't sing? Manage me. You'll be shocked at what I would give to you.
Let's get done with this first.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for
Thank
being
you.
here.
All right, thank you so much. I'm so pleased to be part of you guys this morning, and I want to tell everybody out there, it's not easy. You need to stay positive. Don't let your background put your backs to the ground. Stay focused, and everything you need will fall in place at the right time.
Sound advice coming from the one and only MC Buster. Thank you very much, you two out there. we're not leaving yet. We're still here because we got some more goodies to dish out to you. And that will be Entertainment Corner when we come back.
Yeah, correct. Right. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. This is still iBrand Daybreak. As usual, welcome to the Entertainment Corner. My name is Success Caminers. Now, don't be hypocritical. Daddy Freeze tackles question about divorce. Controversial media personality Daddy Freeze has taken to social media to respond to a question asked by Yvonne Jegede, the actress, through her Twitter page, asked her followers what a woman separated from her husband should do when she finds love in someone else or with someone else. The mother of one noted that the woman is yet to be properly divorced from her husband and wanted to know if such a person should keep the newfound love discreet or do as they please. Now, Daddy Freeze reposted the question on his Instagram page and gave a response to it, telling the actress not to be hypocritical. The OAP advised her to flaunt her new relationship without minding what anyone would say about it. According to him, Yvonne should rejoice at the end of a bad marriage and also rejoice at the start of a new one. Now, Daddy Freeze's followers seem to agree with him as he took to his comment section to air their 2 cents. Now, Church Today says, "Lols, I don't know why people live for others like this. Person will not even recognize your pikin. Do whatever you think fits. Life is too short to continue in an abusive relationship." Behasa says, "Do what makes you happy with your full chest." Okay, now I'm not sure what religious people would have to say about this one. Moving on, Ehi always shops for you. Food seller drags MC Oluomo's son. Now, King West, son of National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW boss, Musiliu Akinsoya, popularly called MC Oluomo, has come under heat on social media over the alleged wedding ceremony of his father that went public recently. Now, the young man is known for hyping socialite Ehi Ogbebo, his father's unofficial girlfriend, on social media. Hence, when the footage of Oluomo's secret wedding with another woman hit the internet, fans came for him. An unidentified food seller dropped a comment asking about the popular interior designer that is Ehi, but the question seemed not to be to please King West, and he slammed the intruder, telling him to go and make money. Despite the brash response, the food seller did not stop commenting, you know. As usual, Nigerians have reacted to the back and forth between these men. Younger Scully said, "The other guy replied, they sound calm and annoying at the same time." Falabi says, "Now that's how to get under someone's skin." Black Diamond says, "This kitchen man is super persistent though." And Prosper Lingua says, "Na small thing they vex the descendants of a tout." Prosper, chill. Okay, I must agree that it's shocking how fast things took a nosedive between MC Oluomo and the billionaire interior designer Ehi, but I'm sure the missing pieces will be revealed with time. And finally, who they breed? Davido spends 240 million naira on brand new Rolls Royce. Nigerian singer Davido is at it again. Davido has got his fans gushing as he shared pictures of the brand new Rolls Royce he has bought for himself. The father of three stated that people rise by lifting others up. However, people who do this should not also forget to reward themselves. In his words, we rise by lifting others, but don't forget to reward yourself. Who de Zuzu? Exclamation mark. Just caught my first RR. God is good. I'm forever grateful to you all, to y'all. Oh yeah, 2021. By the way, 2021 model, that's what he was trying to imply. Now, fans and followers and colleagues of the singer have trooped to the comment section to celebrate with him, and all I can say is, eat choke. So that's all from this corner. Make sure to interact with us on the live chat. It's back to you, Margaret.
Thank you, success for that news. Congratulations to Davido on his latest baby. And success looks beautiful this morning. I don't know if you guys agree with me. She looks amazing. Radiant success, that's a good one from your designer. All right, now we'll move over to the Tweet Central and we'll wrap up the show after that. Now, trending at number 2 on Twitter this morning is IMEI. Okay, now, Twitter says, Punch newspaper tweeted and said, Nigerians to submit phone IDs in 3 months, says NCC. Okay, I'm replying to that. Banking Penkin 452 said, on my father's grave, I wouldn't do this one. The writing on the wall is becoming clearer. IMEI number that should be highly confidential. I'm replying to that. There's a picture there, and someone is saying, IMEI registration call. Federal government will have to arrest me for this one. NIN I never do. Now on our phone IMEI. Oh well. Another said, just when you think Nigerian can't be any further, someone in the government will come up with an outrageous joke. Okay. And replying to that again, never knew Issa Pantami has another portfolio course. What is Minister for Invasion of Privacy? All right, replying to the Punch about the IMEI number says, this NIN I submitted was a mistake. I will never submit my IMEI to the government. We all deserve some privacy. Okay. And the last says, submit IMEI number. These people want to start tracking us. So you dare your house like this and they will bust your door. I don't think I can do such. Now, these are the reactions from Twitter users.
I've got 2 questions there. Number 1 is, how secured are these very personal information, okay? Then number 2 is, they are doing this with good intention to protect the individual, that's the owner, and help also trace any scammer or fraudster and stuff whenever such a thing happens. So 2 things there to consider. It all depends on how well both of them are handled.
Well, you've said it all. I really don't have anything to say at this point because Nigerians are thinking there wants to be an invasion of privacy and the government may be doing it with the right intention, but this information, you know, anything can be hacked in a country like this. So how okay, well, Nigerians should just take it easy with us. The government would, I'm not sure any right-thinking government wants to do anything that would hurt its people. But just then, the government should also don't make the trust of the people go down the drain. Make sure their informations are really, really, really private. We have to wrap up the show now. Sadly, today's Friday, and like I said, it's.
Did you say sadly? Today is Friday.
No,
sadly?
I said we have to wrap up the show, sadly.
Okay.
No, I assume the viewers are looking at me.
I was going to wonder.
No, today is not Friday, sadly. Today,
all right.
I just have to wrap up the show. If you missed today's segment, later today we'll have a repeat payout. And you can join us on Monday for a fresh edition. Before we go, Michael and I would like to say a big happy birthday to our chairman. You're an amazing man. Many more
happy
years.
Birthday.
We love you, chairman. Thank you for all you do for us. And
happy
also,
birthday.
Thank you to everyone who had worked in the studio, out of the studio to make this production a success from Monday till date. Producer, DOPs, presenters, and you, the viewers. Without you, there's no iBrand Daybreak. On Monday, we promise you an amazing one. Before we go, we'll just wrap it up with Herman Melville. A quote from him, it says, it is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. I want to take that again, Michael.
Please, I was going to ask for it.
It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. That means it is better you're original and you fail than you're trying to be fake and succeed while trying to be fake, because trust me,
it won't last.
Originality is the key.
It is.
At this point, Michael, wrapping up the show now.
So sadly.
My name is Margaret Opara.
And I'm Michael Nath. Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye for now.